Have you ever experienced a moment like this? A sentence you didn't have time to say, a hug you didn't have time to give, or a task you didn't have time to finish. Suddenly, life draws a quiet period in its own way. That silent loss is lighter than the wind, yet deeper than the night. It makes a person suddenly realize that the world is vast in life, but nothing is truly in our hands. The Nirvana Sutra says that the world is impermanent. This isn't a threat. It is the deepest compassion of the Buddha for all living beings. He is afraid we will be too attached, afraid we will use too much force, and afraid we will lose ourselves in the fear of loss. So he tells us that the world is inherently like this, and we don't need to let our pain have nowhere to settle. But the human heart is always slower to awaken than the Buddha. We always learn to cherish only after we have lost, and we only understand that all possessions are temporary after pain strikes. We assume tomorrow will definitely come, that our parents will always be there, that the people we love won't leave, and that we still have many opportunities. It isn't until the wind of impermanence blows softly that we realize being too late is the normal state of life. All those lingering regrets are just the silent echoes of our existence. Some say the most heart-stinging changes happen in just a few moments. Your parents say they are fine, but they can't hide the deep wrinkles at the corners of their eyes. Someone you love says, "Let's talk later," but then there's no news at all. A friend says, "Let's have dinner another day," but that day never arrives. Your child was just acting spoiled in your arms a second ago, and the next, they no longer need you to hold their hand. These few words bring tears to so many eyes, because those moments mean you once possessed them, and you are losing them right now. The Buddha said that all appearances in the world are like morning dew, like a dream, or like an echo. These metaphors are gentle yet piercing, because they tell us everything is just borrowed, not permanent. A mist vanishes when the wind blows, clouds empty in an instant, and dew on the grass disappears when the sun rises. They don't make human life small. They remind us that everything is inherently fragile and short. It doesn't belong to us. When you truly understand this, your heart will be like a lotus trembling in the wind, still soft, but no longer grasping. You finally understand that if you can't hold on to it, you don't need to force it. If it can't stay, you don't need to worry. What is meant for you in your destiny won't be missed, and what isn't meant for you won't bear fruit through force. Impermanence isn't exclusive to pain, it also contains mercy. Pain will leave, joy will scatter, wounds will heal, and sadness will fade. Nothing will stay in the same place forever. Because of impermanence, we have the chance to be liberated. Because of impermanence, every dark night will meet the dawn. Because of impermanence, this moment becomes precious and a hug becomes worthwhile. The scriptures tell us that all suffering is impermanent, and all joy is also impermanent. Suffering is impermanent, so don't despair. Joy is impermanent, so don't become dependent. This isn't pessimism. It is the most tender understanding of life. You will find that most of the torment in life comes from being unwilling. Unwilling to lose, unwilling to be let down, unwilling that time is too short, or that fate is too cruel. But if you can observe impermanence, you have nowhere to dwell. What truly hurts isn't the parting, but our own hand that grips tight and refuses to let go. If you knew that nothing lasts, you wouldn't hand your heart over to every emotion, every gain or loss, or every person. person. This isn't being heartless. It's knowing where the finish line of things lies. It's not about not loving, but knowing that love also needs to follow its natural course. It's not about not feeling pain, but no longer being led away by it. Love in the human world is deep, but the connections are thin. Some people come to warm you, some to teach you, some to hurt you so you can see your own heart clearly, and some just pass by but change your entire life. When you realize that everything is just a flow of images and a gathering of conditions, your heart begins to loosen. You stop asking life for eternity and instead cherish every encounter. You understand that the tighter you grip, the deeper the pain. What you thought belonged to you was just a temporary loan. What you thought was forever was just a passing guest. All the forevers in the world are just a single breath of time. Once a person sees impermanence clearly, their emotions slowly settle down. This isn't because of coldness, but because of compassion. You realize everyone has their own difficulties. Every relationship has its own conditions, and every parting has its own causes. When you see that all beings suffer, your heart gives birth to forgiveness and understanding. You won't blame others or be harsh with yourself, because you know things were meant to be this way. Compassion is a profound understanding. The Buddha saw the pain of beings and was compassionate. You see your own attachment and you let go. Many ask, if everything changes, how should I love? The answer is to love in the present. Because of impermanence, every hug could be the last. Every gentle word is worth cherishing. Your sincere heart right now is eternity. Love doesn't need to last forever. It just needs to stay soft within impermanence, to be willing to reach out in the wind, and to be willing to guard the present moment. Sometimes, handing over your heart in this moment is the deepest practice. The deepest practice in life is maintaining stability within impermanence. A master said, if the wind moves or the flag moves and your heart moves, you are an ordinary person. If the wind blows and the flag moves but your heart does not, you are a wise person. The wind will always blow and things will always move, but your heart can choose not to be blown away. It's not about not feeling pain, but not being controlled by it. It's not about things not changing, but not letting change destroy you. When your heart no longer turns with the environment, the wind and rain become scenery, gains and losses become guests, and hardships become gifts. Seeing emptiness isn't about nothingness, isn't about waking up from attachment. You no longer fear change. You know gains and losses are like water passing through your palm. You begin to untangle yourself from life. You will realize impermanence isn't your biggest enemy. It's a reminder that you've done your best, and it's okay to let go. Some relationships ending right here is the best conclusion. Some regrets left in the heart are the deepest fulfillment. When you truly understand impermanence, you realize the things you thought were so important that they could last forever are actually as fragile as a dragonfly in the autumn wind, shattering at a touch. Maybe you feel you are in a difficult situation now, or that fate is harsh and life is desolate. But most suffering isn't from the event itself, it's the hand that refuses to let go. Letting go isn't giving up, it's no longer being pulled. Acceptance isn't admitting defeat, it's allowing life to flow naturally. True wisdom isn't about seeing through everything, but taking things lightly. It's not about putting down everything, but not being pulled by it all. You will find that when you are no longer attached, life becomes gentle. Life is a journey of coming and going freely. Meeting is a condition, parting is the norm, losing is necessary, and possessing is luck. Impermanence teaches us gratitude. For those who walk too fast, please slow down. For those who speak too harshly, please soften your tone. For those who are stingy with love, please say one more word. For those who are always silent, please give one more hug. You never know if the next time will be the last. If everything changes, why love with all our heart? Because you understand impermanence, you should give your all. Because flowers will fade and people will scatter. Every moment is worth cherishing. Impermanence isn't the world being bad. It is the truth of the world. Accepting it isn't bowing to fate. It is letting the heart stop being afraid. May you one day say to yourself with compassion and clarity, I finally see what life looks like, and I've finally learned how to get along with it gently. If your heart trembled while reading this, that is impermanence knocking on your door. May that knock make you braver and clearer from now on.